Hello and welcome back to our science lesson, our first science lesson this week. And we're going to think about creating sound insulation. So think about the word insulator to begin with, and we'll then remember what we've done before. Let's have a look and see if it relates to what we've done before. So, how loud is a sound? Uh, it's measured in decibels. So, listening to a sound of 90 decibels or more can actually damage your ears if you do it too often. So, loud sounds cause a problem because if we are increasingly or often um, hearing them, they can actually damage the vibrations, cause damage to the working of the ear, which then can affect our hearing. So we need to think about what the relation to this is. So here's a chart, and it shows rough decibel levels, which is here. And you can see examples of those as you go along. So a whispered voice being 30, an alarm clock or hairdryer being about 80. Whereas when you get up to 90, it's the sound of that lawnmower, and you wouldn't want to be around a lawnmower forever event. The same with a sporting event or a concert. And the majority of the ones from here up, you're only around every occasionally. But if you were around the entire time with a sound this loud, it would cause damage to your ears. So is it the pinar collects waves? Remember, the pinar is the outside of the ear, collects the sound waves to be channeled into the inner ear through the ear canal. In theory, the bigger your ears, the better you can hear. So here's some examples of animals with big ears. Large outer ears, this pinna, like a radar dish, collecting as much sound as possible to channel into their ear canal, hopefully making it easier for them to hear. You can kind of get a rough idea of this as if you listen to a sound, then cup your hands by your ears like this. You can almost hear sounds slightly better. So it's a nice, interesting way. And if you go outside and do it, what you'll notice is in the direction that you're facing, actually, you pick up more sounds. Very rough idea. But what if a sound is too loud? So, from what we know from our work on materials and what a uh, thermal insulator is that it keeps heat in, or an electrical insulator keeps electricity in rather than letting it pass through it, stops it passing through the material. So a sound insulator stops or reduces the amount of sound that can pass through. It works in exactly the same way. So when we're designing things, we do think about sound insulator and what we might do. And if you remember when we talked about our map last week and having that screen of trees between us, the town, and the mine, that screen of trees acts as a bit of a sound insulator. So we can use sound insulators to help protect our ears or to keep the environment quieter. And this is useful when we want to relax. We can reduce the amount of sound around us in order to do that. So a recording studio is a classic example of where you will find sound insulation. The walls are insulated. And what this means is the recording that happens inside the recording studio doesn't pick up sounds from outside. Even the control room, like we can see here, they can't be heard inside unless they are speaking through the intercom system. So whatever they're saying can't be heard by the person inside because otherwise it'd be picked up on the mic when they were doing the recording and would affect whatever was being recorded. So this insulation stops noise. Also, it means that whatever's going on inside this recording studio doesn't affect those outside of it unless you're purposely listening in. So here are some examples of an idea of what a personal sound insulator might look like. Can anyone think what they might be? Yeah, so as some jobs are quite loud, working alongside aeroplanes or building sites or using a hedge trimmer, and you can see that all of them are wearing ear defenders. And what ear defenders are basically sound insulators that just cup over our ear and stop all of the sound getting to it. It doesn't stop all, it just reduces the level of sound that's coming through. And this is really important because we need to protect our ears and make sure that they're not going to be damaged by those loud noises, especially when we're in a situation where those loud noises are continuous. And we need to think about avoiding the regular loud noises whenever possible. And if we can't avoid it, to use ear defenders. So what materials work best as sound insulators? For this investigation, you'll need a sound source. So this could be a mobile phone, it could be a portable speaker, anything that makes a continuous noise. Alexa will do it as well if you ask it to play white noise. So play a noise, ringtone or music or something that is a continual level of noise. Choose a quiet volume to start with, but one that you can hear quite clearly when you're near to the source. Then walk away from the sound until you can't hear it anymore and measure the distance that you're away from it. So this might be in meters or steps. This is quite a nice one to do outside if you've got a bit of space. Put your phone or tablet down, put a song on quiet volume that you can hear close up, walk away until you can't hear it anymore and see how far away you can get. Then put the sound source, wrap it or put it into a container of some sort. Then try it again and see how far away you can get. And then repeat, and you can try this for lots of different materials if you like. And you can see which one is the most effective by the further away you get. Means that you can still, if you can still hear the sound, then it's not working very well. But if it stops very quickly and you're still very close but you can't hear it anymore, obviously that's insulating the sound very well. And then you make a quick table of results. It would look like this. So you've got not covered and then a couple of examples of what you might cover it with and how far away from the sound you are. You could measure this in meters or you can measure it in steps. As long as they're roughly the same, it should be fine. Okay. So have a good go at that. Try your best. Just see what you notice and see what you can think about. You could write a very quick little idea of what you notice as whilst you're doing it. Just a nice quick lesson on insulators. I hope you enjoy doing your investigation and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.